Have you ever been left out? Left out of the opportunity, the conversation, the celebration, the promotion, the invitation, or even the life of someone you gave your loyalty to? Let me tell you something today that could completely change the way you see your story. Being left out does not mean you were forgotten. Sometimes, it means you were being prepared for something that the people who ignored you could never understand. The world has a strange habit of judging people by what they see in the present, but greatness has always been hidden before it was revealed. Diamonds spend years under pressure before they shine. Eagles fly alone before they soar above the storm. And many of the greatest people in history were rejected before they became unforgettable. So if someone left you out, don't let that become the reason you give up. Let it become the reason you rise. Let every closed door become fuel for your determination. Let every rejection become another brick in the foundation of your future. Because one day, the very people who overlooked you will look at your life and wonder how they failed to see your value. And the answer will be simple. They were looking with ordinary eyes, while greatness was growing in silence. You don't need revenge to prove your worth. You don't need to chase people who walked away. The greatest response to rejection is not anger, it is transformation. Imagine how powerful it is when someone expects your life to fall apart after they leave, but instead they watch you become stronger, wiser, healthier, happier, and more successful than ever before. That kind of success speaks louder than any argument ever could. Every morning you wake up with another opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Every challenge is another workout for your character. Every setback is another lesson preparing you for responsibilities you couldn't handle yesterday. Stop asking why they left you out and start asking what this season is trying to teach you. Because life never wastes your pain. It turns pain into purpose if you're willing to learn. The people who excluded you unknowingly gave you one of the greatest gifts. They removed distractions. They forced you to discover strengths you would have never found if you had remained comfortable. They pushed you toward a future they never imagined you could reach. That's why you must never allow rejection to define your identity. Your value was never determined by someone else's opinion. Your potential was never limited by someone else's decision. They may have left you out of their plans, but they cannot leave you out of your destiny if you refuse to quit. Listen carefully because this might be the reminder your soul has been waiting for. Every champion has a chapter where nobody believes in them. Every successful person has moments when they stand alone. Every dreamer has seasons where people laugh instead of support. But what separates winners from everyone else is simple. They keep moving. They don't wait for applause before they start working. They don't wait for acceptance before believing in themselves. They don't waste years trying to convince people who already made up their minds. Instead, they let consistency become their language. They let discipline become their identity. They understand that the strongest trees don't grow because someone praises them every day. They grow because their roots keep reaching deeper, even during storms. And that's exactly what your season is doing. It is growing roots that nobody can see today, but everyone will admire tomorrow. One day your confidence will replace your insecurity, your wisdom will replace your confusion, your success will replace your disappointment. The people who once questioned your ability will suddenly act as though they always believed in you. But you will remember the lonely nights, the silent battles, the tears nobody noticed, and the faith that kept you standing when everything else tried to pull you down. So today, I challenge you to make a decision. Stop proving yourself to people who already underestimated you. Instead, prove something to yourself. Show yourself that you can stay focused when others doubt you. Show yourself that your dreams are bigger than your excuses. Show yourself that your future is worth every sacrifice you make today. The world doesn't remember those who quit because life became difficult. It remembers those who kept walking even when nobody walked beside them. Every hour you spend improving your skills, strengthening your mindset, building your character, and protecting your peace is an investment that will eventually pay dividends. Success is rarely loud in the beginning. It grows quietly, day after day, choice after choice, habit after habit. While others are busy talking about what you can't do, you keep building what they can't stop. While others are laughing, you keep learning. While others are judging, you keep growing. And when the results finally appear, they will seem sudden to everyone else. But you will know they were built through countless unseen moments of discipline and perseverance. So if they left you out, don't cry over the seat you lost. Build your own table. If they ignored your talent, sharpen it until it becomes impossible to overlook. If they closed one door, become the person who creates doors for others. Never let bitterness occupy the space where greatness is supposed to grow. Walk with confidence, not because your journey has been easy, but because every obstacle has made you stronger. Keep your heart humble, your mind focused, and your vision clear. The people who underestimated you only saw your beginning. They never saw your ending. Keep believing when no one claps. Keep working when no one notices. Keep smiling when others expect you to break. Your story is still being written, and the best chapter has not arrived yet. One day, those who left you out will see the life you've built, the strength you've developed, and the success you've earned. They will realize that leaving you behind was never your loss. It was theirs. And when that moment comes, don't waste time saying, "I told you so." Simply keep moving forward, because your greatest victory will never be making them regret their decision. Your greatest victory will be becoming the person you were always meant to be, proving beyond every doubt that leaving you out was the biggest mistake they ever made. There is a moment in almost every person's life when they realize they have been left behind, overlooked, or completely ignored. It is one of the most painful experiences because rejection doesn't just affect your circumstances, it tries to attack your confidence. It whispers lies into your mind. It tells you that you're not good enough, not talented enough, not important enough, or not worthy enough. But I want you to listen to me very carefully today, because that voice is lying to you. The fact that someone left you out does not determine your value. It only reveals the limits of their vision. They judged your present while completely missing your future. They looked at the seed and failed to imagine the mighty tree hidden inside it. And that is why you must never allow another person's opinion to become your identity. Your future is too valuable to be controlled by someone else's temporary decision. Think about the strongest people you know. Almost every one of them has a story of rejection. They were told no before they heard yes. They were ignored before they were celebrated. They were underestimated before they became unstoppable. The difference is, they refused to let rejection become their destination. They turned it into fuel. Instead of asking, "Why did they leave me out?" they began asking, "How can I become so strong that no opportunity can ignore me again?" That simple shift in thinking changes everything. When your focus moves away from the people who rejected you and toward the person you are becoming, your life begins to transform in ways you never imagined possible. Too many people waste years trying to convince others of their worth. They chase acceptance, approval, and validation from people who have already made up their minds. But let me remind you of something powerful. Your purpose was never meant to depend on someone else's permission. You don't need everyone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. You don't need applause before you start working. You don't need recognition before you begin growing. Some of the greatest victories happen in complete silence. Long before the world notices success, there are thousands of quiet mornings, lonely nights, difficult sacrifices, and disciplined decisions that nobody sees. That hidden work is where champions are created. Every time someone leaves you out, you are given a choice. You can become bitter, or you can become better. Bitterness keeps you trapped in yesterday, replaying painful memories over and over again. Betterment pushes you toward tomorrow. It challenges you to learn a new skill, improve your mindset, strengthen your body, sharpen your discipline, and build a future that reflects your true potential. The people who rejected you may never understand how much they unknowingly motivated you. Sometimes, your greatest blessing arrives disguised as disappointment, What felt like a setback becomes the very thing that pushes you toward a breakthrough. Stop measuring your progress by how many people notice you. Measure it by how much you've grown compared to the person you were yesterday. Did you become stronger? Did you become wiser? Did you become more patient? Did you become more disciplined? Those are the victories that truly matter. Success isn't built in giant leaps. It is built through small, consistent actions repeated every single day. One workout doesn't transform a body. One book doesn't transform a mind. One prayer doesn't transform a spirit. But repeated over weeks, months, and years, those small actions create extraordinary results. While others are waiting for a miracle, you become the miracle through consistent effort. Remember this, people often reject what they don't understand. Sometimes they leave you out because your vision is bigger than their imagination. Sometimes they underestimate you because they only see where you are today instead of where you're going tomorrow. Never shrink your dreams just because someone else cannot see them. Eagles don't ask permission from chickens before they fly. They simply spread their wings and rise above the storm. In the same way, you don't need everyone to understand your journey. You simply need the courage to keep walking it. There will be days when the journey feels lonely. There will be moments when you question whether all your hard work is worth it. During those moments, remind yourself that growth often happens in isolation. A seed grows underground long before anyone sees the first sign of life. The world may think nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger every single day. Your life may feel exactly like that right now. Others may think you've been forgotten. But beneath the surface, your character is being built, your resilience is being strengthened, and your future is taking shape. Never mistake hidden preparation for failure. The people who left you out expected you to stay where they placed you. They expected disappointment to define you. They expected rejection to break your spirit. But what they never expected was your decision to keep moving forward. Imagine their surprise when they see someone they counted out becoming confident, peaceful, disciplined, and successful. That transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you chose growth over resentment. You chose learning over complaining. You chose persistence over quitting. Every difficult season became another lesson instead of another excuse. Do not spend your energy trying to make those who ignored you regret their decision. Spend your energy becoming someone you are proud of. Build your knowledge, build your confidence, build your faith, build your character, build your habits, build your future, one day at a time. Because when your foundation is strong, no rejection can shake you. The opinions of others become background noise compared to the purpose driving your life. One day, the people who overlooked you will notice the difference. They'll wonder how someone they dismissed became someone they admire. They'll ask where your confidence came from, where your success came from, and where your strength came from. They won't realize that every moment they ignored you became another reason for you to grow. Every closed door taught you how to build your own entrance. Every criticism sharpened your determination. Every setback strengthened your resolve. So don't curse the season of rejection. Respect it, embrace it, learn from it. Because this season is not here to destroy you, it is here to prepare you. The people who left you out unknowingly gave you the greatest opportunity of all, the chance to discover who you truly are without depending on anyone else's approval. And when you finally step into the life you were meant to live, you'll realize something incredible. Being left out was never the end of your story. It was the turning point that revealed your strength, awakened your purpose, and became the first chapter of the greatest comeback of your life. One of the most powerful things you will ever learn in life is that you do not have to win every argument to win your future. You do not have to explain yourself to everyone who misunderstood you. You do not have to chase people who walked away or convince those who refused to see your worth. Your greatest response is not found in your words, it is found in your actions. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are, where you are going, and refusing to let the opinions of others distract you from your purpose. When people leave you out, they often expect you to react. They expect anger. They expect bitterness. They expect you to waste your time trying to prove them wrong. But the strongest people choose a different path. They choose growth. They choose peace. They choose progress. And in the end, that decision becomes more powerful than any speech they could have given. Think about this for a moment. Every minute you spend complaining about the people who rejected you is a minute you could have spent building the future they never believed you could create. Every moment you spend looking backward steals energy from the road ahead. Life rewards movement, not resentment. It rewards those who keep walking even after disappointment knocks them down. The truth is, success has a language that everyone understands. It doesn't shout, it doesn't argue. It simply appears after years of consistent effort. That's why your mission should never be to make people feel guilty for how they treated you. Your mission should be to become so focused on your purpose that their opinions no longer control your emotions. There is something incredibly powerful about silent preparation. While others are busy talking, you are learning. While they are criticizing, you are improving. While they are doubting your future, you are building it, one decision at a time. Most people only celebrate the victory, but they never see the discipline that created it. They don't see the mornings when you chose to wake up early instead of making excuses. They don't see the evenings when you continued working, even though nobody was cheering for you. They don't see the sacrifices, the failures, the lessons, and the determination that shaped your character. Those hidden moments are where real success is born. Greatness is not created when the spotlight is shining. It is created when nobody is watching. Don't underestimate the power of consistency. You don't have to become extraordinary overnight. You simply have to become a little better every single day. Read one more page, practice one more hour, learn one more lesson, make one better decision than you made yesterday. These small improvements may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they create a completely different person. One day, you will wake up and realize you are no longer the person who was hurt by rejection. You have become someone stronger, wiser, calmer, and more confident. That transformation is your greatest victory because it cannot be taken away by anyone else's opinion. The people who left you out may never apologize. They may never admit they were wrong. They may never acknowledge the pain they caused, but don't let that stop your journey. Waiting for an apology before you move forward is like refusing to leave a prison after the door has already been unlocked. Your freedom begins the moment you decide that your future matters more than your past. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means refusing to let yesterday continue stealing today's peace. The moment you release the need for validation from those who rejected you, you gain something far more valuable: control over your own life. As you continue moving forward, remember that success is not only measured by money, achievements, or recognition. True success is waking up every day with peace in your heart. It is becoming someone who no longer compares themselves to others. It is having the confidence to celebrate other people's victories while continuing to work toward your own. It is developing the strength to remain humble, even when life finally rewards your patience. Anyone can become successful, but not everyone can remain kind, grateful, and grounded after success arrives. Let your character grow even faster than your accomplishments, because people may admire your achievements, but they will remember your character. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. There will be days when progress feels invisible. You will wonder if your hard work is making any difference. During those moments, remind yourself that the strongest buildings are built on foundations nobody sees. A farmer doesn't dig up the seed every day to check if it's growing. He trusts the process. In the same way, trust your journey. Keep planting good habits. Keep watering your dreams with discipline. Keep protecting your mind from negativity. Keep believing that every small step is bringing you closer to the person you are meant to become. Growth often happens quietly, before it becomes visible. One day, the people who overlooked you will notice something different. They will see confidence where there was once insecurity. They will see strength where they expected weakness. They will see success where they predicted failure. They may wonder how everything changed so dramatically. What they won't realize is that your transformation didn't happen in a single moment. It happened through hundreds of decisions to keep going when quitting would have been easier. It happened because you chose purpose over pride, discipline over distraction, and faith over fear. Every challenge became another lesson. Every disappointment became another opportunity to grow. Every rejection became another reminder that your value was never determined by someone else's approval. And when that day comes, don't let pride replace humility. Don't become the kind of person who treats others the way you were treated. Instead, become living proof that pain can produce compassion, rejection can create resilience, and disappointment can build extraordinary strength. Open doors for others that were once closed to you. Encourage people who feel invisible because you remember exactly how that felt. Lift others instead of looking down on them. That is true greatness. Real success is not reaching the top alone. It is reaching the top without losing your integrity along the way. So from this moment forward, stop trying to convince the world of your worth. Let your work speak. Let your discipline speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your kindness speak. Let your growth speak. Every goal you achieve, every obstacle you overcome, and every challenge you face with courage becomes another sentence in the story of your life. The people who doubted you may eventually recognize the mistake they made, but by then, their opinion will no longer matter. You won't be driven by the need to prove them wrong. You will be driven by the joy of becoming the person you were always capable of being. That is the kind of victory no one can steal. That is the kind of success that outlasts applause. And that is why your greatest response to being left out will never be revenge. It will always be a life so full of purpose, strength, peace, and achievement that your success speaks long after the criticism has fallen silent.